you probably weren't expecting here today, but Mr. Mouse here. I'm here to actually show you around the wonderful land of Pasghetti-Ville. Apparently you might have seen it before, but I've been asked to go ahead and do a lovely little tour of it by a friend. Anyway, as I said, we're here in the wonderful little village of Pasghetti-Ville. Now, it would be a bit presumptuous to just hop straight into it, so what we're gonna do is actually leave the lovely little village and head out to, well, the big old scary world out there, and look at where all this stuff gets started. To be exact, we're gonna go look at some mines and things like that. So we'll start out with these simple mines that are scattered across the world. Some of them are actually gathering weird stuff like sulfur that we can't actually even use yet, and strange rare metals that are actually quite useful and in very high need of, actually, I've heard. Please. There's also, of course, things like coal and oil, both of which are actually used for power, but we'll get to that in a minute. But all of it, absolutely all of it that isn't used immediately at the place of gathering, which is most of it, actually, so not all of it, none of it, but almost all of it, is sent back to the Pasghetti-Ville village by conveyors. So that's why you see these huge, ridiculous structures about you, all this nonsense going everywhere that leads into the Great Pasghetti Bowl. So we can follow these all the way back to that Pasghetti Bowl, to the village, which is our factory, Pasghetti-Ville, the greatest bowl of Pasghetti a man or mouse has ever seen. And this is the village, our lovely little home. Doesn't look like a home at all. It looks like a damn factory. Why? Okay, I'll do it. Once the resources make it back here, many of them are immediately sent to processing. But a lot of them also, after being processed, or even before it, end up in a massive stockpile area that we can see here. Here you'll actually find quite a few rare items throughout the world just stuck on display. Apparently they don't have use yet. I don't know why they insist on putting them out. I'm always afraid someone will come and steal them. Like me, because then, okay, I'll stop. Anyway, not everything is stockpiled immediately like these rarities. Most things, as I mentioned, get processed. But before you can process anything, you need power. So if we were to go down into this rather dark and gloomy area down here, you'll see that there is an ancient biomass generator, or 20, and they're all working away to... They're not working right now, but they used to, apparently. That's what I'm told. Anyway, that's old stuff. Now they're actually powered off of coal, one of those resources that is actually utilized without being shipped back to the Pasghetti-Ville is coal. That's what I just said it twice. But as you can see, a bunch of it is utilized here and actually in another spot or two across the world to ensure that the village never runs dark, to ensure its citizens, the people that live here, ensure its citizens never are plunged into darkness at any time of day, and can always keep on working no matter what. If there are people here, do they get breaks? Okay. But coal isn't the only power source. They also have a wonderful supply of oil. Yep, they got oil. Lots and lots of it. There's actually a huge oil field they told me about that they're not even utilizing. They just set up the machines so they could have them in the future. But no, most of their oil does actually get pumped back to base, and that's how they intend to do it all, is continue building up the village. They plan to actually keep calling it a village, even though it kind of looks like a city at this point already. Anyway, they also even went ahead and found quite a few of these geysers out there that they stuck plugs in, and apparently they're able to go ahead and make a fair amount of power out there. Looks like they're actually trying to turn the entire planet into one big, well-connected power hub. Imagine that. no longer needing to look for extension cords. Anyway, now that we've covered our power bases, we can move on to production. Mainly, we'll start with the old ancient mines actually stuck in the bottom of the factory. There's a few things here that are actually still working slowly, making things in the least efficient way, not utilizing alternative, newer blueprints. I don't know why, but that's the way it appears to be. That's what it says in the script. I don't know why it's so self-deprecating. Anyway, after that, if you were to go ahead and look up away from this underbelly of dark doom, built upon this old ancient nonsense, you'll see the namesake of the village, the endless Pasghetti, which surrounds all things, which flows through all things, gives them power, and binds them. And might even bite them sometimes. I don't know. They seem very dangerous to me. There's no railing or covers or anything. But as you move up and a little bit out, you'll notice some huge structures that actually take up quite an awful amount of space. Giant rectangular beasts of burden with 4 giant chomping mouths and these tails that keep spitting out things. It's horrifying. But they're creating apparently larger machines, better machines, and things like supercomputers come out of them. They're actually some of the things that use those rarer resources that they're in short supply of, actually, I hear. The whole place is actually quite the lag fest at times, but oh, fiddlesticks, I wasn't supposed to read that part, was I? Oh, please. The whole village. Alright. The whole village. I'll say it. The whole factory actually runs pretty well, believe it or not. I mean, it's not the most efficient place ever, but it does get the job done pretty well. And believe it or not, it doesn't lag. Apparently, they run it on something called a 4K, and even then it runs about 30 frames per sector? I don't know what that means. But anyway, it apparently runs pretty well. So they say. That's about it for the village. It's, pretty great place. I should say they did want me to mention the lovely little vehicles they have scattered around the outside of the village with their own recharging and refueling stations actually stuck in, so that each vehicle, no matter which of the 3 main directions you come, isn't there 4 cars in any of the main 3 directions you come to the facility from, you'll be able to guarantee your vehicle gets refueled. Even though I don't see okay. Where's the food, though? Shouldn't there be a food court? I'm hungry. Even if there is no food, I just want a snack before I continue. Oh, okay, I'll work. These vehicles are what they use to go out and explore the world and bring back all of those spoils and wonderful things they showed you earlier. Anyway, that's it. Thanks a bunch for visiting Pasgetti-Ville. Come again, friends, and I hope you've enjoyed. Ta-ta. Now let her go, damn it. I did what you wanted. Just let her go. No, let her go. No! Mr. Mouse, signing off.